Alright, so we're back. All my putty's dry now. I took off the tape. So all my putty little mishaps here are all exposed. So now at this stage, we're entering into more or less my phase 2 of prep sanding any type of veneer product. Now keeping in mind, the difference between this is specifically is walnut is definitely softer to make on density. So more or less what I do here in speed and pressures are going to be different than if I was working with maple, since it's a little bit denser and whatnot. It's the same type of procedure, but it's just a little bit different in the pressures and whatnot. So, and anyways, I'm going to start doing this. Now when I go from the second pass, this is now my pressures, my outside pressures are now going to just start going just to the edge, right, very close to the edge, and it's going to stay in between here a little bit. Okay, so keeping in mind what I did before in my grinding, I sanded my outside first, tapering it out like that. And now since I ground down, now this is mostly flat. Now what we're going to do now is a flattening part of it, because we were actually going elongated again with our little circles. So microscopically, if there is any kind of lining right now, it'd be going this way. So my first pass, what I'm going to do is going to go across the grain. This is what I do when I do piano work. When it comes to getting things perfectly flat and whatnot, you want to do at least one cross grain pass. Now this is going because like the rest of my passes after this will be all with the grain. But just at this stage here, I've done my grinding. We were kind of making maybe microscopic little waves of imperfection. So what we're going to do is counterbalance that. So here we go. So now, and if you guys should take a look at my putty's still there. So what's going to happen is now in my next few passes that I'm going to be making, which are my final passes, and that's all with the grain, this should be coming bearing down. Now what I might actually do in regards, I might just give it a few swirls before I do start my final passes. I'll just look around and make sure that I grind it down a little, so I don't have to put that much pressure on my final coats, and I still my final passes, and I still take out the 150s. So again, here we go. I don't like going like down is when it's full gear. That's a good way to make little accidental quarter moons from the orbitals if you're imperfect and landing down on it. So yeah, it's not a good habit to be in, but here we go. It's up on the cord. Turn it off. There we go. that, I don't want to be touching very much of my outside edges, not yet. I'm just right now making medium class surfaces, grinding down that 150 grit from the previous brushes, the previous passes. I'm looking for consistency in my veneer, and I'm making sure that I don't see anything that jumps out at me. It should look nice and clean. Now as I'm sanding here, I just noticed a little bit of a dent here. Just a really small dent. Kind of have to have the light there. So now there's two calls on this when it comes to thickness of veneer and how much that I've sanded already. Right now I'm still at the moderately early stage. But you know, it does feel like I should just try to steam that out a little bit before I go further. So yeah, I'm gonna heat up the iron and I'll see you soon.